Howdy guys, it's Joe here, and today I want to talk to you guys about how I hit Diamond in Overwatch and of course Season 2, and maybe you can use some of my own experiences to help yourself hit Diamond. I'll probably tell you a little bit of tips within this video, and so on. And the second half of me getting to Diamond was by myself solo, and the first half was with my friends, so you can kind of see the difference between by yourself and with a friend. So I'll try to talk a little bit about that, and if you should do solo, if you should do duo, if you do trio or something like that. And yeah, let's just start off with the beginning though. How did I start off the season? Well, I started it off with about rank 55 from last season, and I think that was very nice as it gave me a little bit of a boost above other people. Of course, I would recommend, as always, play the previous season, try to get really high, get as high as you can, and it'll help you on the next season. That just makes quite a bit of sense. But yeah, I was rank 55, maybe 54. I was a little bit above average, and that kind of helped a little bit. So yeah, I had that going for me, and I was about to go into my first game. And for my first few games, my first, I think, all of my placement matches at least, I was playing with one of my friends, Zarya. If you've seen him before in any of my videos, he's just kind of there. But I played all of my placement matches with him. The first placement match that we played, we got an AFK, and then the second match, I think we got another AFK, or someone that was trolling or something like that. I don't remember exactly, it was a while ago. But it was another troll person or something like that. After that, we got a 4-win streak, then we lost 2 more somehow, and then we won 2 more. So I ended up going 6-4 with 2 AFKs and 2 just losing or having trolls or something like that. I don't remember exactly. But yeah, that's kind of how I started the season off. And honestly, you know, at the time, it was kind of a bummer. I did have some AFKs, and what I did kind of realize from this though is that it's okay if you have some AFKs. You can really carry yourself in other games, and you can still go up. Of course, I probably could have made a diamond much faster, much easier if I didn't have these people in my placement matches, because placement matches give you so much skill rank for each win. But, you know, it's fine. I was able to climb later on. But yeah, that's how I started it off. And I got placed into about 2,500, and my friend, who was about rank 63 last season, or 62, maybe 61, he got placed into about 2,700 or something like that. So he was pretty high up, and I was about the average score, or a little bit below average, I think. I think about 2,500 is about average, but yeah, I was that, and I was ready to start going into some games. So essentially what we started to do was play a few games. And my problem about having the brand new Season 2 is that I really hadn't practiced any character, and I'd really recommend this to you. If you're about to go into ranked, if you're about to go into, you know, play some matches, or even if you're in ranked, I recommend really try to learn at least one character super well. Of course, you do want to know about 3 characters decently well, but try to learn one character extremely well, because when I started to get into ranked games, when, you know, push came to shove, I didn't know who to pick. I was looking at Reinhardt, I was looking at all the supports, all the tanks, I started switching really quickly through all the offense characters, and I really didn't have anyone that I was going to pick. So obviously, I wasn't really doing way too amazing in all these matches. I mean, I have okay game sense, okay game mechanics, so I could do decent as pretty much everyone in the game, but going decent really isn't enough to carry. I'd really say, especially, you know, in solo and duo queue, you want to be very good at 1 or 2 characters, and of course, play a few other people. But if you're very good at 1 or 2 characters, it'll be a lot easier to carry yourself, and it'll be a lot easier to know, and just have confidence in yourself, because if you don't have confidence in yourself in your ranked games, you obviously aren't going to do as well. It's just a very nice thing about that. So yeah, I started to go into a few games, and I didn't know who to play, but, you know, we just kept playing. My friend did pick up Zenyatta, so that was super nice, and then I started to just pick up, you know, any tank, Lucio, stuff like that, and started to slowly get into, you know, the rhythm of things. So we played through quite a few games, you know, had about a 56% win rate, kept going, I felt like I was pretty good, kept putting in the time. Of course, during this time, I did feel like there were some games where I should have won, and I just didn't happen to win, and that was okay. I just had to take it. I just had to take it and continue. But as it went on, we just kept going, and then I looked at Zarya. I figured out, well, I didn't look at her. I played Zarya for 1 game, and I figured out, holy moly, this character is strong. Almost no one plays her, at least in my elo that I was at right then, about 2,600 or something. And yeah, I should start playing Zarya. So I picked up Zarya, as, you know, every YouTuber does, because you gotta play Zarya or Reaper or McCree if you're a YouTuber, you know. So I picked up that character, or I guess Genji, and we started to go through a few more games, and I started to learn the character, and we started to climb just a little bit faster. And as well, my friend, he was getting very good as Zenyatta, so he could kind of carry me a little bit, to be honest. You know, he was doing very well. So, you know, we kept going, and then I got it to about 2,700, 2,800, and my friend was about, you know, 200 points above me, but, you know, he was close to Diamond, but not there quite yet, just because how the ranking system kind of worked. So, you know, we kept playing more games. I kept getting quite good at Zarya, I kept putting more hours into her, and then by about the 25-hour mark-ish, I started to play enough games, along with my friend, that my friend hit Diamond. You know, he hit that big Diamond, and it was really cool. And I was really excited. I was hoping that maybe I could soon get Diamond, but then right after I hit Diamond, I played, 3 or 4 games, or not, I didn't hit diamond, my friend hit diamond. Right after that, I played about 3 or 4 games with my friend, and we lost every single one of them. And that was a really big downer. And then after that, since my friend already hit diamond, and since I was just really feeling like I wanted to play some games by myself, I just wanted to try to see if I was really doing all too well, I started to play more games, and I had like a 5 or 6 lose streak. I went down from like 2,900 all the way down to about 2,700, even 2,650 at times. So yeah, I flew from way up there all the way down, and that was kind of annoying. I'd say really in ranked, especially in solo or duo, you kind of have to get used to going up and down about 200 or 300 points. And it's okay. If you put in enough games and enough hours, eventually, it'll kind of cancel out. If you get like a 53% win rate, eventually you're going to start climbing again. But yeah, that kind of hurt a little bit, getting that huge loss streak. I went down all the way, and I was just there by myself. And I was just like, you know what? I'm going to quit. I'm just not going to play any of these. Just going to make some videos, have some fun. And I just didn't play for a few days. And yeah, I kind of gave up. And I feel like a lot of people kind of hit this. They get a big lose streak, and then they kind of give up. But then my friend was like, yo, man, you got to hit diamond. You got to go for it. And I believe that you can do it solo. So I was thinking, okay, I can do it. I can put in the time. And I started to put in a lot of time with Zarya. My time with Zarya skyrocketed from like 1 hour, 2 hours, from like quick play and stuff like that, to like 10 and like 15. So I started to play a lot more of this character. Started to just play a lot more Overwatch. And mainly I started to play a lot more solo queue. Started to play by myself. And, solo queue, I'd say it probably is easier to, rank up in duo or trio queue, definitely, because you have more people helping you, less chances of having a troll, stuff like that. But the one thing that I really feel like helps you the most in solo queue is that it's very easy to focus on yourself, or at least you can focus on yourself a lot easier, because when you're playing in duo queue, when you're playing in trio queue, you're trying to think about your teammates, you're trying to think, how are they doing, how can I improve with them? But when you're playing solo queue, you're thinking, what am I doing wrong? How can I improve myself, and how can I really get better? And I feel like that kind of helps you get better a little bit faster by yourself. At least it did really for me. That's kind of how my mindset went. But yeah, I decided, I'm going to go in, I'm going to play a lot of games, and I started to spam out games. I would go up. This is really annoying. I was about 2,650. I went up to about 2,760, then went back down to 2,690 or something like that, then went back up to 2,780, then down, up about 100 points for like 6 or 7 times in a row. And that was really, really painful. I know a lot of people kind of feel stuff like this. You play so many games and you feel like there's no change in not your skill level, but no change in your skill ranking. And one thing that I'd say that you probably want to remember is that your skill level isn't always matched up with your skill ranking. During all this time, I was learning a lot about the game. I was improving a lot in the game, but my skill ranking wasn't going up. But I'd say, I'd beg to differ, that even though my skill ranking wasn't going up, I was becoming a better player. And I'd say if you become a better player, eventually your skill ranking will mirror that better play. It does take quite a while. Sometimes it plays, hundreds of games, maybe just 100, maybe 50 games. But it does eventually mirror that. And that really happened for me. I really was trying my best with Zarya. I was finally trying to think about, what to tell my team to do, exactly when to go in. I finally started to try to think about when I should use E on my teammates a lot better. Instead of, like preemptive E's where my Genji's going in and he might get hurt, I waited until Genji was just about to get hurt, and then I'd E a lot more effectively. As well with that, on my own shifts, I'd make sure that I'm about to get hit instead of just doing it like before I walk around a corner. So I started to try to become a lot better at the character, started to try to become knowing when to do really a lot of stuff. And I started to improve a lot faster. And of course, since I really wasn't playing with a teammate, I could think about myself, I could think about how to improve. And I eventually started to improve. I went from about 2,700 to 2,800 to 2,900. I saw my goal. And as I got right here, I decided, I'm going to play a little bit different of way. Because before this, I would just spam a ton of games, like 15, 20 games in a row, get on huge losing streaks, huge winning streaks, and it'd be a little bit annoying. I decided about 2,900 that I'd, play one game, and then if I lost it, I'd just, stop playing for about 5-10 minutes and do something else. And if I won it, I'd keep going on and keep trying to get a winning streak. And for myself, at least, this really, really helped, as it made so I don't really tilt as often. Because I feel like when you're playing a lot of games in a row, and you lose like 3 or 4 or 5 games in a row with no break, it can really, really be annoying and really kind of bum you out, make you not really want to play. But putting a bit of a gap in between, maybe watching a YouTube video, maybe watching a Netflix special, anything like that, I feel like it's pretty nice. So, I went through all of that. I kept playing more games. I'd play a game. If I lost it, of course, I'd wait and then play a few more games. And very, very slowly at the very end, I started to climb up. And during the last 4 games, these were really funny games. I did kind of carry my team pretty well. The one thing that was really funny about the last 4 games is that I was right about to diamond. I was thinking that, you know, my team is going to be really smart. We're always going to get the 2 support, 2 tank, 2 offense, or, you know, 2 support, 3 tank, 1 offense. But it turns out that all the way at diamond, some people aren't like that. During my last 2 games, the second to last game, I had an attack-only Widowmaker, and of course she did play defense on Widowmaker, and then I also had, in that same game, I was the only tank. Of course, I liked to go Zarya, but I had to go Reinhardt as I was the only tank, and there was a lot of stuff like this, you know, during my other last game. I was the only one going support on King of the Hill. Usually you want about 2 supports, and then we had pretty much just offense, which also kind of sucked. But even through that, I just decided, you know, my teammates are playing these characters. They must want to play these characters. They must know how to play these characters. I didn't rage at my teammates because I feel like if you know that your teammates are going to play something anyways, there's no reason to really rage at them and be like, you have to play a tank or else I'm going to AFK. Don't do that. Just accept it. Just continue. Just keep playing. And eventually I did happen to hit 3,000. It did take a lot of time. It took mainly just a lot of effort and a lot of, you know, mental stress trying to get up there. And I'd say, really, solo's a good idea to do it. Solo's really good to improve yourself. And duo and trio queue, of course, is really good if you want to improve your skill ranking a little bit faster, as you won't get as many trolls. You'll get a lot more good team comps, as if you have 3 people on your team, you can really fill everything. You can fill a tank, support, and offense. You can fill all the tanks in a support, or, you know, 2 of the supports in a tank. You can really fill a lot. But yeah, I'd say, overall, that's just kind of how I hit it. I put in a lot of time, put a lot of effort, and that's really the main difference between, you know, playing solo and playing with a teammate, at least in my own opinion. And yeah, that's kind of how I really feel like this went. Of course, these are just my own experiences with the Overwatch system, and of course, this will differ drastically from other people. I did have a friend that, you know, just went into Overwatch rank by himself, and he didn't really win way too many games. He's been getting a ton of trolls, and now he's down to like 18,000 and trying to climb up from there. And hopefully I can do a video helping you people that are kind of stuck in that elo hell in the future. But yeah, I'd say for, you know, the average player, this is kind of how to do it, and this is at least how I did it, and hopefully this can kind of, you know, make you think about how to improve in the future. And as well with this, if you do have a group of 3 or 4, I'd recommend probably try to go for that as groups of 3 or 4, just very, very strong. But if you do want to improve, go for that solo, at least for myself. Anyways though, guys, tell me what you are all thinking in the comment section below. Tell me how you guys have been carrying yourselves, or how you haven't been carrying yourself, and how you want to carry yourself in the future, and just kind of what rank you've gotten in the max. Now, another thing that I really want to tell you guys is that don't worry way too much about your skill rank. Mostly worry about how you're improving. I know probably my main problem was that a lot of times I'd worry too much about my skill rank. I'd see that I'd gone down 300 points and I'd get really angry at myself. I'd really down myself, say I'm getting so much worse. You really aren't. You're just as good as a player. You're learning a lot more, so you're actually probably better as a player than you were when you're at your highest rank. So just keep playing, just keep trying to improve, and eventually you'll be able to make it. Eventually you'll be able to take it. It took me about 38 hours, almost 40 hours, but I'd say it was fun, and it was worth it. And if you do have a lot of fun competitive, go for it. And of course, if you're a person that really doesn't like competitive, it's okay. You don't have to play competitive, and you could just, you know, play quick play if you'd like to, or really anything like that. Anyways, leave a like if you enjoyed. Press the subscribe button if you want to see any more videos like this in the future. How to improve mainly, and of course, you know, update videos about the updated patches. And as always, have a wonderful day.